demonstrate that you can help them by genuinely helping them. Because I know what some of you are going. Some of you that's watching this video saying, but Peng Joon, I'm not a speaker, right? I'm not a seminar person. I just want to be able to grow my business. Imagine hosting a free challenge where your audience didn't have to pay you. And at the end of that challenge, it could be 3 days, it could be 5 days, it could be 7 days, where you gave your audience immense value. And at the end of it, they're thanking you for it. And you make an offer that's compelling. And a percentage of these people want to be able to join you at the next level, whether it's for your done for you, whether it's for your consulting, whether it's for your training, whether it's for your mastermind, so that it's a win for all parties and you generate over 6 figures in that 3 days or 5 days. That is exactly what I'm going to be showing you here today in this video. I'm going to break down exactly what I did in order to host this free event that generated well over 6 figures in a weekend. I'm going to walk you through the structure, the offer, the breakdown, the mechanics, all of it. And by the end of this video, you'll be able to see why this model is crushing it right now, especially if you know how to execute it well. Let's begin. So based on this specific funnel right now, you can see that over here, there are a lot of different funnel steps, which I'll talk about, okay? But we're going to keep it simple. Some of you Sherlock Holmes will be thinking, wait a second, this doesn't necessarily add to 304,000. I'll walk you through the breakdown, right? We've been split testing, we're testing out a lot of different angles, and I'm going to walk you through what it is that you should be doing. So let's begin with the funnel first. What does that funnel look like? Marketers have different fancy terminologies these days, right? This could be a 3-day event. It could be called a sprint. Challenges has been around for quite a while now. In the last few years, it's popped up. And now it's kind of like saturating out. So marketers have trying to come up with different terminologies like a sprint. Whatever it might be, whatever you want to call it, it's basically a virtual event, right? A virtual event that could be over 5 days, 3 days. It could be an hour a day. So for example, I'm going to walk you through the different models that I've utilized, that I've split test, and so that you can see how you can apply this for yourself, even if you are in a different market, niche, or industry. So the numbers for this specific funnel that you're seeing is for this event called the ABC method. And this event has already passed, it's over. If you want to be able to model an upcoming event that I'm doing so they can see the structure, how it's being positioned, how it's being promoted, be sure to check out the link in the description box below to find out what the next one's happening. At the time of me shooting this video, the next one's going to be Table Rush Secrets, which is basically where I reveal the top selling secrets of speakers, marketers, and closers. And it's a free event, it's 3 days as well, and you'll be able to model the structure. Now, if you take a look at the top of the funnel, the top of the funnel in terms of the structure is usually a sales video together with the payoff, right? So the payoff would be, for example, the ABC method would be to attract, build, and convert customers. Okay, and you'll see the call to action is to join the secret Facebook group that is happening for free. Okay, so it's not a paid offer. The whole goal here is for you to be able to demonstrate to your audience that you can help them by genuinely helping them. Okay, and you're gonna see why this process is crushing it right now. And as you know, marketers spoil everything. You're gonna see this model become really, really popular when more and more people start funnel hacking this process of mine, right? So this structure, right? So you'll see that top of the funnel, or rather on top of the fold, before a person scroll, that is basically the layout, right? Headline with the result, call to action, sales video. Now optional, below the funnel, or rather below the fold, this is where you have the long form sales letter. So for example, Table Rush is where I talk about how I apply the principles of speaking on the world's largest stages in the offline world, and how I apply these principles in the online world doing launches, right? Same principles apply. So basically, this event over here is a 3-day free event, right? Now, some of you might be thinking, so Peng Joon, what's the difference between this and like a webinar? Now, webinars are, well, they still work, but it's getting more and more saturated. Why? Because when people hear webinar, it's usually the feeling that's associated to it would be like, oh, not another webinar. It sounds like it's going to be yet another pitch fest, right? Now, this is clearly reflected in the numbers. Now, I'm going to walk you through the difference of the old model and new model, and why, when we shifted and changed this model a little bit, it made a huge difference for us. Okay, so let me walk you through the ad numbers. If you to let me just move my face on the left hand side over here, you'll see that for last month, right, when we did this event, the ABC method, you'll see that we spent about $22,000 on this specific campaign, right, for ABC. Right, so this campaign here, we spent a total of about $22,500, and you'll notice the cost per result. Now, what is the cost per result? It's basically the cost to acquire a customer, right? So this was based on an older model. Now, what is this? You see, we were paying approximately $50 to about $150 to get a customer. So somebody who lived in Australia, we would pay about $150 to acquire a customer. Somebody that's based in worldwide audience, about 75, right? Some countries maybe 50, depending on the campaign. And this was still pretty lucrative for us. It was still profitable. Why? Because for every dollar that we paid to acquire a customer, our average cart value, a customer will be worth approximately $371 every time they went through this funnel, right? So that's pretty good. I mean, it was okay because, a person will come to this funnel, and if we're paying $50 to acquire a customer, it means that we are getting about 7x return on ad spend. If we're paying $150, we're maybe getting about 2.5 times. So we're getting about 2.5 to 7x return on ad spend based on this model. Now, while this model was working okay, there was a problem. Now, let me explain. Because in order for you to explain, to understand how you can apply this new model, you need to understand how the old model works. Okay, so let's head over to the whiteboard here in a second. So I'm going to walk you through the old model versus the new model. You see, the old model, and by the way, when you stay till the end of this video, you're going to understand why this new model is going to absolutely crush it, and why the people don't understand this process that you're about to learn, they are going to get obliterated. Here's why, okay? So if you take a look at this old model, which is a typical sales funnel, on the front end, it would be a low ticket price point, right? So this was a low ticket funnel with a standard order bump that says, yes, I would like to be able to upgrade, right? So it would have an order bump, and with the order bump, right? So this order bump, I think it was about a $37 offer. And just like a typical sales process or sales funnel, there was 2 OTOs or one-time offers or upsells, right? And every time a person went through this funnel, which is the funnel that we utilized for a while, and it served us well. Notice the numbers, right? On average, the average cart value, let me use a different color over here. So on average, whenever a person went through this sales process, the average cart value was how much? It was $371. Now, based on the ad spend that you saw, you'll notice that the cost for us to acquire a customer that's worth $47 to us on the front end would range from, so CPA, the cost per acquisition, right, to acquire a customer would be approximately $50 to about $150. And I would still pay for it all day, every day, because we would still be profitable on the front end, right? We'll pay, we'll get back about 2. So return on ad spend will be about 2.5 to 7x return on ad spend every time somebody went through this process, right? In order to attend this. So this could be an event, this could be a challenge, this could be whatever you want to call it, right? Sometimes marketers are calling it sprints these days, right? So this could be 3 days, it could be 5 days, it could be 1 hour each, spread over 5 days. So the one that I did was 3 days, okay? So the whole goal of this, what's the goal? The goal is to be able to spend time with your audience to demonstrate that you can help them by genuinely helping them. Because I know what some of you are going. Some of you that's watching this video saying, but Peng Joon, I'm not a speaker, right? I'm not a seminar person. I just want to be able to grow my business. So understand that this is specifically created to think about how you can help your audience by genuinely helping them, by demonstrating you can help them, so that by the end of that event that they're attending for free, you can provide value, build a relationship with them, and have a percentage of people that want to take things further together with you by working with you for your done for you, for your consulting, for your products, programs, services, for your mastermind, whatever it might be, right? Will be able to apply, because this would be the best way to demonstrate to your audience that you can help them by actually helping them, right? Make sense? So that's the whole goal of this entire process. Now, while this process, as you can see, has worked well for us, here's what I discovered, right? What I discovered was, I said, what if I were to change things up a little bit? What if instead of charging people upfront, just for the fun of it, what if we made it free? Okay. Now, if you want to be able to see what happened when we turned this process to a free process, and how we're able to help a whole lot more people, attract and scale a whole lot more, and have a much bigger conversion on the back end. First of all, do smash the like button. It does help this channel out. Comment below, and we're always giving away prizes and giveaways for random people who comment. So let me know what your biggest takeaway is, and be sure to subscribe to this channel if you want to see live actual campaigns of what's working right now. If you want to see behind the scenes to funnels, ads, sales processes, and to be notified as soon as we drop a new video, switch on the bell notification, smash all the buttons, okay? If you appreciate the fact that I'm revealing to you actual numbers and campaigns and not just showing you theory, which is what many marketers do, right? So over here, this is, instead, what we did was we changed this model and we made it free instead. And I said, okay, while this model is great, I want to be able to have a much bigger reach. Okay, so whether a person buys from me on the back end, right, I'm going to treat it as a bonus. I want to be able to demonstrate massive value upfront first. So what I did instead was, I made it a priority for a person to register for this. Again, it could be called a challenge, it could be called a sprint, it could be called an event, whatever it might be, right? And then the goal here was to get them into the Facebook group, the secret Facebook group, okay? And then only in the Facebook group will I have the members area, okay? So the priority is to get people in first, right? And make sure that they register, get the Zoom links, and focus on giving them an amazing experience. And here's what happened, right? If you want to be able to see the numbers, well, let's dive back into our ad account. And I'd like you to notice what happened, right? So this next thing happened. Now, this next campaign that you're about to see is for this upcoming event called Table Rush Secrets. Now, depending on when you're watching this video might be already be over or might be happening real soon. You can go and check out whatever the next one that we're doing, in a link in the description box. But you're gonna notice that what we did instead was we sent people to this page where this thing is free, okay? And all they need to do is click on this and to be directed to the secret Facebook group. Now, I'd like you to notice the numbers now, right? You can see that it says here, campaign contains TRS, which stands for Table Rush Secrets. And on the right-hand side, these are our numbers today, okay? So literally, right now is the 27th of October as I'm shooting this video, right? Now, so far today, we spent about $800. And I'd like you to notice the numbers over here, right? Notice it says cost per result. Now, you'll notice like for some countries like Singapore are paying $9 to get a registrant. Worldwide, we're paying about $4 to $171, right? Now, understand that these numbers that you're seeing here is actually inflated and a little bit higher than the true number. Now, why is that? It is because if you're running ads, you know, post this iOS 14 update, because of the attribution window, because sales or conversions after 7 days are not tracked and attributed over here. So this means maybe through a follow-up process, through email, whatever it is, maybe a person registers later, maybe they through a follow-up sequence, that is not attributed to this, okay? So the cost per result is actually much lower in this. Now, what does this mean? It means that with this setup, the cost to get somebody registering to this challenge or event is kind of like in between an opt-in to a webinar lead, right? So it's lower than a webinar lead, it's higher than a standard lead magnet opt-in. Now, why is this insight powerful? Here's why. Okay, so as you can see, right, we're paying about, you know, $171 to about $9, depending on, you know, the country and the targeting and the campaign. But here is why this thing here is the new model moving forward, right? So you'll see that based on this new setup, we are paying approximately the cost per acquisition is about, let's take a ballpark number, okay? So it was about $2 to what, $10? Let's put it 5, right? Again, this number would be higher if you are targeting, a first world country, lower if you're targeting a developing country, right? So, but let's just put it at $5 for now. Now, what we notice is it costs us about $5 to get somebody registered to the Facebook group. Now, when they go through the Facebook group and the members area, one of the things, right, we set that as priority. One of the things we'll notice is when we do the challenge or the event, approximately 25%, right, 20-25% of people would show up for the live challenge or event, okay? So this means that with a 25% show up, if you have a good, decent follow-up, you're engaging them in the Facebook group, you're welcoming them, giving away prizes, 25% is the number that we're seeing. That means that your cost per show up would be 4 times this amount, which is about $20. Okay? Now, a $20 show up, this means that this is live, right? This doesn't include the people that sees the replay and all of that after. And then only when we onboard them do we have an upgrade. So this could be things like the VIP experience upgrade, where to get all the bonus tools, resources, notes, share funnels, anything that helps them, enhance their experience with regards to either the sprint or the challenge or the event, right? Now this helps us offset some of the cost, right? But remember, you're doing this thing that's for free. So what's going to happen is when you spend 3 days with your audience and you're coming from an angle of not being a speaker or being like, it's not about being polished, but really just helping them at the deepest level based on whatever it is that they want to accomplish, right? So whatever it is that you want to offer on the back end, so whether it's done for you, whether it's your consulting, the whole goal of that 3-day sprint or a 5-day sprint where you spend an hour a day is just to show them that you can help them by actually helping them, right? So that's when you make the offer. And what we realized is when we adopted this model instead, we're able to get a lot more people in. We're able to scale a lot more. Why? Because now it costs us a lot less to get somebody in. But that's not the reason why this is powerful. You see, don't let the simplicity of it all fool you. You see, when you are marketing a paid offer upfront, this is more, I don't want to get technical, but based on the iOS 14 update, because targeting is not as strong as it used to be as people are getting, opting out of being tracked, it means that it's harder and harder to get a conversion because audiences are shrinking. So in Facebook eyes, when you have a paid offer upfront, to them, it's a lot harder to get a large enough sample size, usually about 50 conversions, for them, for the pixel or the AI or through machine learning to help you find more of these audiences, right? So you think about this from an algorithm standpoint. If you're running ads to this specific funnel, what's going to happen is initially the pixel isn't smart. They're like, right, it's just this, think of it as like a little baby pixel that's got no idea what they're doing. And now they're going to find 50 of these customers first in order to start getting matured. Right? So this little baby pixels going out to the real world going, oh, I wonder what type of people would be interested in this. They've got no prior data and it's hard for them to find an audience like this. So initially your ad spend to acquire a customer is tough because it's like, and because it's tough, your ad cost increase, it's harder for them to find a paid customer. But because now it's free, and you think of it, it's a shallower conversion, meaning the conversion's easier to happen, right? Because it's free. What essentially happens is because it's a shallower conversion, Facebook Pixel and AI is able to find more of the same type of people that will be interested in this topic. And as a result of this, your cost to acquire a registrant would actually decrease a lot quicker because AI and machine learning makes it a lot faster to find more lookalike audiences. So lookalike audiences, custom audience will be a whole lot stronger than this model over here. And that is why when we utilize this model, we are able to significantly scale a lot quicker, sell out our events, as well as help our audiences at a much deeper level. If you want to be able to see how we are doing it, and if you want to funnel hack me, be sure to check out the link in the description box to see If you're even still doing it, depending on when you're watching this video, if you want, not only will you be able to see behind the scenes and reverse engineer what I'm doing, it's going to be genuinely a great event that you'll be able to experience anyway. So if you want to be able to do that, be sure to check out the link in the description box below. I hope you enjoyed this video, but most importantly, I hope you actually take action, because I've seen people who are selling $2,000 to $10,000 courses on challenges, but literally this is handed over to you, and I just want you to be able to see you go do it in your marketplace. Hope you enjoyed this video. I'll see you in the next one.